Well, good morning, everybody. Hey, Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates, and thanks so much for joining me today. I just wanted to share these two cards that I created using from the mini catalog, the Stippled Roses stamp set, and the coordinating paper that you can get free during celebration. This is gorgeous paper, and one of the colors in here is wild wheat. The wild wheat, from various people I've spoken to, is not a fan favorite. So what I thought I would do is try and pull it out and maybe make you a convert to wild wheat, one of the new in colors. So one thing I'm sure you noticed is that the roses not only are beautiful, but they're colored. And that is something that this self-proclaimed lazy stamper does not like to do. So I'm going to show you what I did in order to get those done. Like I said, I don't like to color. I'm not very good at coloring. So whatever shortcuts I can do, I'm going to do them. So let me just kind of clear my space out. I'm going to instead just bring this because I have an extra one right here. So I just have some scrap paper here because I used my blends, and as you can see, it bleeds through. So I'm just protecting my work surface on this. So I have Lost Lagoon, wild wheat. Kind of a crazy combination. Not a lot of like teal colored roses and not a lot of this wheaty color for leaves. So that's what's fun when creating like this, is you can make things any color that you want. So I'm not going to color this whole thing. I'm just going to point out a couple things to you on what I did. Excuse me. First of all, this stamp, let me just bring it up a little closer. I hope I don't make it go too blurry then. You can see a lot of dark, the stippled areas, and that is what I use to highlight. And I use the dark blend on those spots. So for the leaves, as you can see, there's a lot of these dark little vein things. So I'm just coming through, just flicking on a little bit of color. Not much of this that stippled area along there. So then all I'm going to do is come in with the light color of the wild wheat. I like to color over what I've just laid down. That sort of helps to blend that out so it's not too harsh of a line. And then just come through and fill it in. I'm not afraid to leave a little bit of white along the edges as well. Now, if you feel like, I feel like I lost, which I do, feel like I lost some of that dark color, come on back. Bring that back in there. Highlight that again. And if you're thinking, oh dear, now I made it like too stark, you can go back with your light again and kind of soften that out. That's what's nice with the blends, is the blendability of them. Now the flowers, the roses, I mean, you can really see the dark there. So let me get the dark of the blend. I like using the brush tip. That's just my preference. There is the bullet end then too, to get some of that finer work in. But all I do is just make it look ugly at first, because I'm just kind of following the lines of that dark, the ink. I don't think I told you that I stamped this using the Memento black tuxedo black ink. That way, that's the one that is best to use with your blends, and it won't smear on you. All right, so there's my dark color, obviously. Now I'm coming in with the light. I just color over that first to kind of blend that in, and then I just come along again, not afraid to leave some white around the edges And I'm trying not to get my hand in the way here. And there we go. So now I have one already started. I like to add, again, if you want to add a little, darken some of this up, this really dark spots here of the ink. And now we're good to go. Finish that up, and then I'm going to use the die that is included in the bundle. So let me move some stuff out of the way here. So that may not be technically the way markers are meant to be used, the blends, but that's how I do them because I'm able to color quickly. The bundle, the stamp set, and the dies. So here's this die that cuts out that big spray, and that's what I use then on my cards. So speaking of the cards, I know that's what you're here to see, so let's get to it. So what I have is Lost Lagoon, my top folding card. Both of them actually are the same. It's 11 by 4 1/4. The score is at 5 1/2. If I can show you the inside, this is a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. Now I use that same spray, except I inked it up this time on this one in Wild Wheat. Stamped it off. I actually, believe it or not, this is stamped off twice. My ink pad apparently is very, very juicy. So I probably could have actually stamped it off one more time, but stamped it off 2 times. You'll see what works best for you and your ink pad. Then I brought it here because I just wanted a hint of those roses in the background. The sentiment actually then came from the wonderful thoughts for the inside here. So that's the inside. Now for the designer series paper. Again, this is that Softly Stippled that you can get for free with Celebration and a $50 order. So this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. I thought I would pull in some of the Calypso Coral, and this is 2 1/2 by 4. So pretty simple there. Let's go ahead and get this adhered. Look at that fun on the back of it. And then we'll get this down to the card base. So just have this up a little bit. It's not exactly through the center of this piece. And now I'm going to put this, I moved my card base off to the side. Let me get that. And let's go ahead and put this down, because this card is going to go together super quick. Because I really wanted the paper and that flower spray to be highlighted. So I didn't want a lot of stuff in the background, so to speak. So here is that spray that's been die cut, colored in those same colors, the Lost Lagoon, the Wild Wheat. Yes, I have a boatload of dimensionals on the back. I know this always makes people either laugh or roll their eyes of, oh my gosh, how can she have so many of those? So that's what, again, another thing. Not only can you pick your colors, but you can put as many dimensionals on the back you want of your cards. So I just want to have it off to the side, kind of at an angle. Now, in Pecan Pie, I stamped the sentiment from that Stippled Roses stamp set, and then cut the circle out to fit. And I'm going to just put that along here, so I know that I want a couple dimensionals here. Since this is popped up, let me find where I put my dimensionals. Let's just get going on a new sheet of them. And let's put them here where it's going to overlap onto the rose. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And let's put this maybe Maybe if you made it straight, there we go. Now it is. Okay. I do have a little piece of twine as one of my embellishments. So let me get a glue dot. I'm going to just roll up one of those and put it down. Sometimes I do it this way. Sometimes I put it actually on the back of the ribbon, or in this case, the linen thread. So let's get this put down. I already have the bow made. I just want to make sure that I have that on there good. All right, gems. Here we go. I have these iridescent foil gems. Beautiful. I love that little hint of the sparkly foil in there. So, all right, let me get my pick tool and let's get a couple put down. Here. And one more. All right. So there we go. Card number 1 completed. Let's see if I can bring out card number 2. This one also is simple in the fact that there's not a lot to it, just a couple additional layers, of the cardstock and DSP. So, like I said before, the top folding card of Lost Lagoon. Now, inside of this one, same sentiment and everything. This is now Pool Party that has been stamped off just one time. My ink pad needs to be re-inked, so that's why it's like, yeah, that's barely there, but only stamped off one time, and then the sentiment on the inside. Here is then another piece of that Softly Stippled, too many S's here, 4 by 5 1/4, the DSP. So you know what? No, I'm not going to put it down just yet. I could. Yeah, let me do that. So here, on the back is a piece of this is the wild wheat, and I actually trimmed off a piece of that. This is 1 inch by let me see, 3 3/4 is what this measures lengthwise. Then that's the DSP there. As far as cardstock goes, I have Pool Party. This is 2 by 4 3/4, and this piece of Lost Lagoon, 3/4 of an inch wide, 3 inches long. So I'm going to start building first by getting this put down. So I want to challenge you to find a color that you don't like, that's not your favorite. You're right, for me it's purple. And use it. Use it on a card. Try and embrace your least favorite color. All right, I have this 2 by 4 3/4 inch piece of the Pool Party cardstock. I thought about running it with an embossing folder, and yeah, I was like, you know what, I'm okay without that. I kind of like the simplicity of just the plain cardstock here, just this layer. Certainly is an option. You could certainly stamp on here, even a tone on tone. So Pool Party ink onto the Pool Party cardstock. That is definitely something that you can do. Next up is this 1 inch wide piece of the Designer Series paper, and I'm actually putting it right along the bottom edge of this Pool Party, and then to the edge of the Designer Series paper that's already down. So kind of what I'm eyeing up there to get this down. So that's where that goes. This piece, the 3/4 inch wide piece of the Lost Lagoon, will go on next. And it will be slightly overlapped onto the wild wheat. Okay, here comes the beautiful spray. I really do like this. And again, like I said, coming from someone who does not like to color, it did not take me very long to do it. In the middle of the night when I can't sleep, I come in to my room and I'll get one colored, maybe two. And then I'm like, okay, now I've got that done. I can go to sleep now. So that is what I do when I can't sleep. Yes, I color. Let's put this at a bit of an angle as well. All right, same sentiment, same pecan pie ink. And this time it's going to go right in this area. So I want to get some dimensionals down here. Let me bring those in. And then I always like to put a little bit of glue where it's going to overlap then the image that it's going to sit on. Now this one I did not do any linen thread, but I still use those iridescent gems, iridescent foil gems. Let me get that right. And here we go. And that's it, card number 2. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Let me bring the other one in. Remember, take a look at that mini catalog. Find this set, this bundle, the Stippled Roses, and then make sure you have your qualifying purchase for celebration. Throw this Softly Stippled designer series paper into your cart as well, because that coordinates so nicely together. So, all right. The other thing regarding celebration, yes, there is some additional products for free that have been added onto it. They added yesterday, February 1st, and take a look at those. So qualifying purchases are $50. Some items require a $100 purchase. So see what you like and go from there. So if you have any questions, never hesitate to ask. I'll be happy to help you. And you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday. Bye now.